morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by other historians, but mainly things we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the Smart Device application, Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, the music done by Carrera, and anything else potentially interesting, click the underbar in the description below. Anyway, I am Eosander, and today I am joined by...
Protoblock.
And...
James.
Yep. And we also have...
the Golden Loon.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Yeah. Anyway, today is Woden's Day, aka Odin's Day, also known as Wednesday, December 28th, 2022. So we're just at the last vestiges of the year. So
Yeah,
like
wrapping it up.
Yeah. Let's jump on into the history of today, shall we? Mr. Blob, you want to start us off?
All right, it is Wednesday, my dudes, and in the year 418, Saint Boniface I begins his reign as Catholic Pope.
Oh.
We talked about him recently, so today he started his...
His papacy.
Yes.
Yep.
That's the word I didn't find. A few years later, in 1065, the Westminster Abbey was consecrated. New church devoted to Saint Peter the Apostle, built by Edward the Confessor, later called the Westminster, consecrated in London. Rebuilt in the mid-13th century.
Dang, well that's really cool. So, what was it, yesterday or the day before, the Hagia Sophia, right? Was consecrated in the year 500 something. So Westminster Abbey. Nice. It's another place I want to go visit.
And a few years later again, in 1537, French King Francis I issues a decree to booksellers and printers requiring them to deposit their work in the King's Library, the world's first legal depository requirement.
Huh. Well, that's interesting.
I think modern America has the same with the Library of Congress.
Yes, we do. I actually have a book in there. So, trademarks.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's something I need to pick back up. I got to get back into writing and all that stuff. Luli actually has read my book. So, but yeah, we're going to move on up into 1612. The first observation of Neptune, Galileo observed and recorded a fixed star without realizing it is a planet. So, hello Neptune.
Yeah.
King of the sea. And then 1732. You know, I'm going to talk about this one. 1614. A sperm whale beached at Noordwijk. It makes me wonder, like, when did we start recording, things like, whales being beached and everything, like, when did people really start caring? Like,
There's a whole book.
Yep.
There's a whole book of beached whales.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Is it
That was complete sarcasm. I have no idea. I'm just saying that there probably is a whole book of beach whales.
Oh, that's funny. I bought into it immediately.
Yeah, you're like, really? What is it? It's like,
Yeah,
I have no idea.
How are we going to talk about this?
Well, I mean, truth is stranger than fiction.
It's
And
like,
now I gotta look up to another
actually,
on
look
beached
up the
whales.
book of
Yeah.
beached whales.
There are books on beached whales.
Yeah, there you go. See, you sold it and it was accurate.
The Stranded Whale, Yolan, Jane, Catalo, and Melanie. There's a lot of books on. Wow.
Beached whales.
Jeez, take your pick. And then in 1732, Benjamin Franklin, under the pseudonym Richard Saunders, began publication of Poor Richard's Almanac.
Ah.
Huh.
I didn't know Ben Franklin was behind it. Now that you read that, but yeah.
Yeah. I think I remember slightly about that too.
Yeah.
So.
I didn't realize he did it under another name.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I wonder maybe because, back then, I don't know, 1732, so that's quite a bit before the Revolution, so he was still a young man. Maybe he wasn't, maybe he was trying to avoid that kind of notoriety. Maybe he was trying to pursue some other, line of work, and he didn't want something to get out of. I don't know. People do weird things. So.
Well, Benjamin Franklin was a famous philosopher.
Yeah.
Is anyone concerned about the fact that apparently Benjamin Franklin got all kinds of women?
Well, we know that too. Yeah, he was an adulterer.
Yeah.
So.
There's, I guess, hope for people with, the balding and the.
Well, yeah, he
Party
wasn't
in
the
the
most
back
physically
situation.
attractive looking person, but money talks.
Well, apparently when
So-
he went over to France to get their support, he had all kinds of fun.
Yeah.
And I guess he invented electricity, so that gets you something.
He didn't invent electricity. He just proved that lightning was made from electricity.
He literally invented lightning, sir. You can look it up on the Googles. No, okay. Go ahead.
Invented lightning?
So wait. I think he's
invented
onto something because
lightning.
I distinctly remember reading something about before Isaac Newton got hit by that apple, humans could fly.
Yeah, exactly. Before we knew what gravity was, we were just all floating around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn you, Newton.
Okay, sorry, I'll stop.
Anyway, Blob, it's your turn.
Yeah, because you have the chess guy on the show, I want to tell you, in the same year as the other essay, also 1732, Benjamin Franklin also outlined the book, or rather essay, The Morals of Chess. But he did not publish it until 1786. And it was one of the earliest books on, how to not cheat in chess.
So an actual guide and strategy guide,
Yeah.
something like that.
How you should behave when playing a chess game.
Yes. So,
Not a strategy guide, but a moral guide.
all right.
Fair play and,
Well, I'm looking forward to talking about that whenever that appears.
Well, I think you had one more.
Oh, okay. Then 1781, Comte de Rochambeau and Nicholas Lochner were the last generals to be made Marshal of France by Louis XVI before the Revolution. All right.
So the big question is, Rochambeau. We all know that. We all know
Yeah, if
that
you're talking
term.
about South Park Rochambeau, I believe it's the same word. But this guy, he had a major.
Why is that the term?
I don't
Is
know.
it?
Because it's a weird name.
Because I feel like is it like because he lost a battle where it's just like essentially both people kicking each other. It's like it's like a, what is it, like the Silic win or the Philic win or something like that, where it's just like it's not really a win, but technically it's a win. Where if you know what I mean, like
Yeah,
is it a?
I don't think that's the word. We have spoken about that before, about a victory, but at tremendous cost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It might be the word. I don't know. It's not ringing any bells. But no, Rochambeau, dude, we as a nation owe a lot to that man, because he came out here and he trained us in the drills, war drills, stuff like that. He basically formed the Continental Army, and got them into a fighting unit. And
In
When I
17...
say it, but when I say, I'm sorry, real quick. If I say I'm going to Rochambeau you for it, that literally means we're going to kick each other in the balls until someone falls over.
yeah, I know what that means. I know about the South Park definition.
In
Well, that's
17...
sorry.
In 1780, he brought 7,000 people that landed at Newport, Rhode Island, to join the American War, the Revolutionary War under General Washington.
Yep.
Allied with him.
Yeah. Anyway, Mr. Blob, you got one in 1821.
I had one in 1816. The
Okay.
American Colonization Society organizes.
Oh.
And that's the Society for the Colonization of free people of color of America until 1837. It was an organization founded by Robert Finley to encourage and support the migration of freeborn blacks and emancipated slaves to the continent of Africa.
Oh, so they're trying to send them back. So that's not a good thing. They're trying to get rid of them. Sounds like. Well, it's all in perspective, as you know, it's said, because like some people would view it as that, and but no, I think like maybe it was more a humanitarian thing, like hey, sorry for dragging you guys out here, we'll send you back, but.
Well, the African American community and the abolitionist movement overwhelmingly opposed the project.
Okay, so that...
Essentially, it was by racists to send African Americans back to Africa.
Yeah, and like
that says a bundle then.
Yeah, along that same vein, because I haven't looked this up, so I don't know if this is true or not, but it has been said that Lincoln only emancipated the slaves so he can get them back to Africa. Like, people said Lincoln was a racist. So it's like, the great emancipator being a racist, and I guess everybody's racist, So.
No.
I don't know. As I said, I don't know if that's true. I haven't looked it up. It seems ridiculous, but
Well, I mean, the thing is that like, I guess you could say it all in all those times. Everyone was less liberal, but I wouldn't say that.
Well,
first off, you got to realize that slavery was the norm for thousands of years. I mean, it was new to America and all, but worldwide, slavery was just that's life. That's what it was.
It was just business.
Never questioned. People maybe had in favor, but they didn't question it.
It's a great example that traditions don't always have to be upheld.
Yeah, well, well, it's a thing. Yes, it was, but at the same time, there was revolutions going on throughout the world during that time. That it was, and I really hate to use this term, but like the zeitgeist of that time was everyone knowing that slavery was bad.
Well, it's easy to say, looking back on history is 2020, like to really fully, like immerse yourself, you gotta like look at it with the mindset of the people back then, and that's really difficult because people back then are not alive anymore to get their perspective. So, I
mean, there's a lot of things where I can see how people thought certain things, right? But yeah, like. Yeah, I like it's like.
Well, I mean, even in today's world,
I guess all I'm responding to really is your, so Abraham Lincoln was also like a racist. It's like, well, no.
From things I've heard, not read, And
well, first off, you don't know what the man was thinking. Nobody does. No. Nobody ever will do. You can just look at facts and figures and all that good stuff. And come to conclusions. Was he a racist? I don't know.
Okay, this makes so much more sense. Is there someone else next to you? I'm so sorry.
There is.
Yeah.
The golden lamp, my dad.
I heard two voices, and I was like, "There's only." I'm so confused. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm just hanging on the edge of the show here and watching.
It's just the monsters under your bed, in your closet, in your head. Anyway, let's get back on track here. Blob, what happened in 1821?
Sorry. Yes, in 1821, the composer Gioacchino Rossini moves to Bologna.
Ah, Bologna. All right.
Yeah, that's what the pasta is named after, the city.
It's a load of bologna.
In 1828, a 6.8 magnitude earthquake strikes Echigo in Japan. 30,000 people are killed.
Dang. Too much population density, So, gotta go live out in the sticks to increase your chances of survival.
There's no sticks in Japan.
True. That's why they were moving out to Australia. Wait a minute, chopsticks. They have sticks.
Oh my. Oh, boys.
Uno Mas, I believe, Mr. Blob?
All right, in 1835, the Second Seminole War between United States and Native Americans. Oh no, I missed the 1832 one. Sorry. In 1832, John C. Calhoun becomes the first vice president to resign. He had differences with President Jackson.
Huh.
That's Andrew Jackson, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep.
Andrew Jackson's the one who kept shooting people, right? No, that was Hamilton. Sorry, Alexander Hamilton.
No, that was. No, Hamilton died.
Oh.
That was Burr.
Oh, Aaron Burr, I think.
That was Burr.
I don't know.
Yeah,
like they were all a bunch of crazy people back then, anyway. So.
Didn't you watch a musical?
What
How do you
musical?
not know this? You didn't watch Hamilton?
Yellowtail.
Oh my gosh.
I told you I'm very culturally, bad. Like,
Go on Disney Plus and watch Hamilton.
oh, Disney? Oh, hell no.
No.
I have other ways to see that, though. But anyway, we're going to move on up into 1835. The Second Seminole War between the United States and Native Americans began with the Dade Massacre in Sumter County in Florida. Seminole fighters killed nearly all 110 of U.S. Army troops under Major Francis Langhorne Dade. Oh, man. Got absolutely massacred.
Yeah.
Then in 1836, we have Spain recognized the independence of Mexico. Interesting. Which is, strange because, Spain made Mexico, and then they're like, oh, yeah, now you're in... Well, kind of like the same with England and us, I guess. Except we didn't... I don't think they fought.
They didn't probably do it like,
Yeah.
like, hey, like, nicely.
Yeah, well, the Treaty of Paris was not much loved, probably by the king.
Dude, there's like 1,000 Treaty of Parises. It's crazy. Like if you look up Treaty of Paris, you got to specify what year, because I believe the Treaty of Paris also ended the Spanish-American War, or something, for whatever.
Oh
reason.
yeah,
Paris
there's a lot of treaties of Paris.
Yeah.
1 year later, it ended the Fourth Anglo-Dutch War.
1849, M. Jolly Bellin discovered dry cleaning. He accidentally upset lamp containing turpentine and oil on his clothing and saw a cleaning effect. So the invention of dry cleaning was an accident.
There you go.
Very much like the slinky, but in a lot of other things.
And beer.
Yeah, and
no.
cheese and milk. Well, not milk, but cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All accidents.
It's cleaning with turpentine.
Yeah.
I should have read the entire sentence before, I guess, before I asked.
Well, we found out our different ways.
All right, in 1860, Harriet Tubman arrives in Auburn, New York, on her last mission to free slaves, having evaded capture for 8 years on the Underground Railroad.
Now, you want to talk about true American heroes? That's one right there.
You betcha.
8 years, dude. That is some
Yeah,
massive
she
cojones, bro.
She freed over 300 people.
Nice, really nice. She looks mad
And-
though. Yeah, well, she probably was mad. So
In later life, she also was a strong supporter of women's suffrage.
yes.
Oh, really? Now that I didn't know. Wow.
It would
quite,
make
quite
sense.
a woman.
Yeah. That would make sense.
Yeah.
Once a fighter for human rights, always a fighter.
Yeah.
Wait a moment. She was
what?
her date of birth is not specified, it seems.
That's unfortunate. But like
No, yeah.
she was a slave, so they probably didn't record any of that stuff.
Yeah, she escaped from that in 1849. She was born in 1822.
Why does it
Wow,
tell me that?
So she escaped when she was, 27? Something like that?
I keep wanting to someone get to the steam engines so we can talk about Alexander escaping. And I have so many jokes, but I can't.
All right.
I missed it. Yeah, there you go. Choo choo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, 1877 here.
Yeah, John Stevens applies for a patent for his flour rolling mill. Flour, Flour, the
Flour.
flour.
Yeah.
Yes.
So making bread, essentially.
Yes, and it's one of the most important inventions in the food industry, but it's of course not highlighted. I mean, who cares about food?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, not a big deal.
But let's highlight cricket, shall we?
Yeah, I know, right? Let's highlight
And,
something that'll give our readers a stroke.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, it's just food.
Yeah.
It's just all the things.
Well, we have proven multiple times that our source here is not the best at discerning which is important and which isn't.
True.
Like that one time that it wasn't just in the articles, but it was highlighted about what was Reagan's colonoscopy or something. Why do we care? Like, we don't need to know about what's going on with his organs. Why you even recorded that? You know, come on.
I personally need to know how many polyps.
Gross. Anyway, Blob, you got one more,
started
right?
it. You started it.
Oh, I have one more.
Yeah, let's just say you have one more.
All right, in 1878, Pope Leo XIII publishes the encyclical Quod Apostolici Muneris, which is about socialism.
Yep. It says here, it is the second encyclical of Pope Leo XIII. The encyclical opposes socialism, communism, and nihilism, regarded as three aspects of a single ideology that is opposed to moral values, natural institutions, and the principles of authority and property. I can agree with that.
That is literally the dumbest thing I've ever read.
And the Latin name is translating in the sense of it to our apostolic duty.
Yeah, Latin of our apostolic office or duty.
Putting socialism and nihilism in the same sentence just
I mean, that
takes you
sounds
off
like
the
a good
radar.
subject for the Kick Peanut. We can talk about that in there.
I can't talk about that. Okay, sorry.
No, let's see here. The difference between socialism, communism, and nihilism. Alright. Added that into the Kick Peanut channel for future discussion. We're going to talk about that on Saturday. So,
Noise.
yeah. Anyway, we're going to continue on up here into 1903. Clyde Fitch's play Glad of It premiered in New York City. Okay?
I guess he was glad of it.
Yeah. And then 1904, the first daily wireless weather forecast was published in London. Huh. What does that mean? Wireless weather. What does that even mean? You know,
I guess it means radio or something like
it must be in radio.
birth of the weather forecast.
There wasn't satellites then.
No.
So it must be in radio.
Was the radio invented? 1895. So yeah. 1895. He sent a wireless Morse code message to source more than a kilometer away. So yeah, radio was invented just shy of that. So this must have been 9 years later, the first wireless forecast. So now it's being normalized. That's cool.
Most people don't know this, but the first Morse code was "Hey, you up."
Was what?
Hey, you up?
Huh.
Anyways.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And also in 1915, today the British cabinet recognized the true nature of the war by deciding to institute compulsory military service with single men to be conscripted before married ones. Oh wow. So draft.
Yeah.
So the Brits were just like, oh, blimey, them Huns, they ain't backing down.
Whoa. Slow down on that. Trying to do a British accent right there.
I do it on purpose because I'm American. We're supposed to like
when you start with Blimey, I'm like, it's gonna be bad.
Oh, well, I just haven't had my spot of tea yet, sir.
I can't do one either. That's why I don't.
And look, I got a bottle of water. And in 1918, Montreal's Georges Vezina became the first National Hockey League goalie to record an assist during the Canadiens' 6-3 win over the Toronto Arenas. Huh. So the first goalie to get an assist. That's interesting. Wonder how a goalie gets an assist. They're on the other side of the ice.
You shot it down to the ice and someone
real...
tipped it in.
Huh.
Maybe an open net or something.
Maybe.
Because when you're down at the end of the game, they leave the net open and go all offensive.
Why are they called the arenas?
I don't know. Why are the A's called the A's? Why
the athletics? Those are athletics, which also makes no sense. I don't understand that one. Anyway, go on.
So it seems that in 1904 they received in August weather forecasts over telegraph over the Atlantic. So maybe it's those that were published.
I think that was my three. Well, I guess I'll take 1923. George Bernard Shaw's play St. Joan premiered in Garrick Theater in New York City.
Yeah. And in 1925, George and Ira Gershwin's musical Tiptoes premieres in New York City.
Huh.
Cool.
All right. Tiptoe through the window. That song goes.
Yeah. That's not it. Is that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know about that. In 1927, Arthur Honegger's opera Antigone premieres with a libretto by Jean Cocteau, sets by Pablo Picasso, and costumes by Coco Chanel at the Theatre Royal de la Monnaie in Brussels. So that must have been a really big thing if all those famous people worked for it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they had Picasso and Coco in there. Good lord, that's a amalgam right there. So,
And Jean Cocteau.
Yeah, must have been one hell of a show.
Yeah.
And like, what's with all of these like operas and such like premiering today? We have musicals, a play, an opera. Like, we have another one coming up.
Yeah, we have them every day.
Well, actually, it makes a lot of sense. It's the 28th. Everyone just got done with their family, and they want to leave and go somewhere else.
I guess so, yeah.
So,
I guess it's opera season. I mean, we do talk about operas throughout the entire year, but this is the most I've seen back to back. To my recollection.
Yeah. So Antigone was the daughter of Oedipus and his mother Jocasta or Euryganeia, and so it's probably about that Greek mythology.
That makes sense. Antigone.
I see. I see the
whatsoever.
Here. Yeah, it is the myth as written by Sophocles in 441 BCE, but a concise or abridged version.
Oh, dang.
All right, let's continue. In 1927, George Kaufman and Moss Hart's Royal Family premieres in New York City.
All right.
And in 1931, Lin Sen succeeds Chiang Kai-shek as president of Nanjing, China.
Ah, yes. So before the red wave, or their red wave.
Yeah.
For Mao. Yeah.
Yeah, Mao.
After World War II.
No. Before.
No, Mao was.
No, this is right before it started. This is right.
No,
right in the midst of it.
That's why I was saying the other day that China really got a shit end of the stick in history because they were being invaded on one side by Japan and the other side by the communists at the same time. They got screwed. That's why they went to Taiwan. They got fucked.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, In 1934, we had the film Bright Eyes, premiered starring Shirley Temple and featuring a song on the good ship Lollipop. Shirley Temple.
Good ship, Lollipop.
Yeah, like
That's all I got. That's all I got.
I forgot who it was, but like the like one of the directors of the CIA was pen pals with Shirley Temple, and apparently she was getting death threats, like in the mail. People were like sending her death threats. She's still a little kid. She's a little girl, and so and Sohan knows this. I just can't remember this information for the life of me, but he gave her a pen that was also a pepper spray thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you have a little girl with some pepper spray. Well,
Wow.
But she was getting death
I didn't know
threats,
Marjorie Taylor. I didn't know Marjorie Taylor Greene was alive then. That's cool.
She ended up an ambassador too.
Yeah, that's right. And what's her face?
Good old what's her face?
Lauren Boebert.
Hedy Lamarr.
Hedy Lamarr.
Lamarr. Yeah, she invented some kind of sonar device or something for submarines.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, like
I think you don't understand. She invented the WLAN, the wireless LAN, Wi-Fi.
oh, Wi-Fi. Sorry, I was thinking about somebody else. No, she invented Wi-Fi. No. I mean,
That's
like,
still amazing, though.
It
Come
is.
on, that is,
Well,
but
well,
it's
no.
a little different.
well, yeah, but I mean, like, but there is another actor out there. I don't remember who it was then, who invented that sonar thing I was talking about. But
No, I know. I've read the exact same thing, and I don't know the name either.
yeah, so you know, like
There was a
there's-
very famous actress that was like super technical and made some like crazy, technological advancements. It was who invented?
Well, it says Hedy Lamarr.
Yeah, but
Yeah, wait, hold on. Actress inventor? Wait,
Yeah.
scroll up.
Well, I just searched who was the actress who
Wait,
invented sonar, and it's saying Hedy Lamarr.
No. I think it says occupations actress inventor.
Yeah, I saw it too right here.
Right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Huh. Anyway, let's get back on track here. We have another one in 1942. Where is it? Robert Sullivan became the first pilot to fly the Atlantic 100 times. Huh. That's cool. So, like flying over the Atlantic 100 times.
Yeah.
So. And also in 1944, Eisenhower and Montgomery met in Hasselt, Belgium. We were talking about this yesterday. They're talking about the... Actually, no, this was a different meeting. 1944.
Aliens.
So I wonder what they were meeting about this time. Huh.
Well, who gets what?
They were-
Yeah, wasn't there between Eisenhower and Montgomery of who was going to go first? Or
No, that was Patton.
that was Patton. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. No, Eisenhower was the guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So. Anyway. Oh, we got this guy again for Mr. Blob.
yeah, but the first guy who was using sonar, it was in 1491, Leonardo da Vinci.
Oh, I wasn't talking about like the actual inventor of sonar. I was talking about like somebody invented like some kind of new like device that used sonar,
Using sonar,
or
okay.
something. So
A useful sonar.
yeah, that's
I
still
don't-
used today, I believe, in military submarines.
I mean, Egyptians made batteries, but
Yeah, true.
what can you do?
Theoretically,
Well,
yes.
Our listeners, if they know it, put it in the comments below.
Yes.
In 1944, Leonard Bernstein's musical On the Town premieres in New York City, and you know the meme, Leonard Bernstein appeared in the REM song It's the End of the World as We Know It, and I Feel Fine.
Leonard Bernstein. Yep.
Yeah. Also in the same year, 1944, in sports history, Montreal right-wing Maurice Rocket Richard becomes the first player in the NHL history to score 8 points in one game with 5 goals and 3 assists in the Canadiens' 9-1 win over the Detroit Red Wings.
Wow, he carried that game.
Yeah, 5 goals. Are you kidding?
5 and 3, so 8. So he scored all but 1 point for
Yeah.
his team versus a 1. So.
Well, no. 9
I think the
points.
last
Goals.
time Canada
Points
went
were
over
different.
America in
Oh,
hockey.
okay.
He scored 5 of the 9 goals.
Well, he's still over half then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In 1945, the Congress officially recognizes the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes. I haven't done that since.
Re-recognizes the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah.
Should be what it says.
Re-recognize. Huh.
It should be reinterprets the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, is that when
I've
they
been
brought...
around long enough to remember when they put Under God in and when they took it out.
Under God.
Yeah. We had to relearn it with Under God in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Uno Mas, good sir, you have one in 1948 here.
All right. In 1948, the United States announced a study to launch an Earth satellite.
Wonder what that means. Like, a study to launch. So, well, that's 1948, so, like, that's way before we started really getting into space. So I guess I was just, like, trying to figure out, like, the basics of rocket science, I guess.
Well, it was shortly after the Manhattan Project, and so it makes sense that they would try to put a satellite into space.
Yeah.
Like the technology by then was very close.
Yeah. And then speaking of the Manhattan Project here, well, kind of in the same vein, sort of. 1956, the USSR, the Soviet Union, performed an atmospheric nuclear test. So, like, one up in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
So, probably discovered that's an EMP causing or something. Because we know that that nuclear detonations created an electromagnetic pulse. So.
Well, eventually those tests were banned by us and Russia.
Yeah. Well, and I've shown you the video, right? Like, there's a video out there of every nuclear detonation between 1945 and 1990, and there's upwards of like over 2,000 detonations between all the nations. U.S. obviously leading, with Russia close behind. The U.K., France, Israel has not detonated a bomb, but they do have nuclear weapons. Pakistan, I believe, did some testing. India, I believe, did some testing. So yeah. But yeah, atmospheric, like that's specifically for something higher up.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's like like seeing if it'll be a good enough EMP type of thing, because you're not destroying cities up there. So I don't know. But anyway, we're going to move on up into 1961. Tennessee Williams' Knights of the Iguana premiered in New York City. That's interesting. And we also have in 1963, Davis Cup men's tennis in Adelaide. U.S. Chuck McKinley defeated Australia's John Newcombe 10-12, 6-2, 9-7, 6-2, in the deciding rubber to give U.S. a thrilling 3-2 victory. Rubber? What the hell does that even mean? A deciding rubber.
That sounds like a very tense match.
Yeah.
Pun intended, of course.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm not even sure if that was my three. Like, my brain is just totally mush now. Blob, go for it.
All right. In 1963, also Merle Haggard's first appearance on country music chart with Singer's Sad Song.
Oh, that's kind of depressing.
Now, can you guys sing that song?
My life. Let me sing you a sad song. It goes to the tune of my life. Ba ba da ba da ba.
I like the arms. No, wait. Hold. How does it go? I know the tune's almost in my head.
Well, he looks miserable in that photo. So.
Well, I mean, shit. If you're gonna take a photo of Wes when it's just like, this is the best thing you've ever done in your life, and it's the end.
Oh God.
Whoa.
Damn.
I'm just saying, that's probably he's literally on a page for it. Like, that's the best thing he did. Obviously, that's what he's known for.
He does look a little haggard,
Right?
though. Merle Haggard.
I would love to look his age at his age. at 65.
All right. You got another Shostakovich here, Mr. Blob.
Yes, in 1964, the premiere of Dmitri Shostakovich's cantata "The Execution of Stepan Razin."
Huh. Stepan Razin. Oh. Got executed, apparently.
Wait a moment, is that... let me look that up quickly.
Well, while he's looking that up, I'm going to take us up into 1964. The principal filming on the film Dr. Zhivago began.
Hello.
I know that name.
Good old Dr. Zhivago, yeah.
Yet another movie I have yet to see.
Really?
That's my catchphrase. I haven't seen that movie. So.
Your dad's probably like... I was in a drive-in with the girl at that time.
So you didn't see it either.
I didn't see it either. I didn't see it either. It's true. I snorted. Yeah, I didn't see it.
Yeah, so I looked it up. Stepan Razin and Stenka Razin are the same person.
And were they executed?
He was a famous Russian historical figure.
Oh.
Stenka Razin, many songs about him.
But was he executed?
I don't know that. He was a Cossack leader and he led the major uprising against the nobility and Tsarist bureaucracy, so I guess he was executed. Let me see.
See.
Oh. Place of death. Wait, place of death, Moscow, Russia. So he was thrown out of a building.
Yeah, he was executed.
Huh.
It seemed.
Okay.
No, I'm just guessing out of the most recent things that he was thrown out of a building.
Oh, I see right here. Yeah, Razin was executed at Moscow. So.
It's.
Oh, wait a minute. Is he the killer of Anastasia? Apparently he drowned a Persian... Oh, wait, no, that's not Anastasia. He drowned a Persian princess. I don't know. Anyway, well, he did get executed, so we figured that out. We got some music history here in 1968. 100,000 attended Miami Pop Festival. Performers included Jimi Hendrix Experience, The Mothers of Invention, Chuck Berry, John Lee Hooker, The Crazy World of Arthur Brown, and Blues Image. I recognize a couple of those names.
Wow, great. Some great acts there. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Jimi Hendrix, massive name right there.
Your dad has a boner.
What?
Oh.
Did I hear that correctly? Anyway, 1969, Neil Simon's Last of the Red Hot Lovers premiered in New York City. Alright. And moving back up to Blob, 1971.
Yes, in 1971 we have our favorite sports trophy, the Ballon d'Or. Ajax Amsterdam forward Johan Cruyff wins award for the best European football player ahead of that's probably Inter Milan forward Milan in English, forward Sandro Massola and Manchester United winger George Best, first Dutch national and Ajax player to win the award.
I just want to say, Tao, it looked like you were smoking a kazoo for half a second. I was expecting like.
I made fun of your vape earlier, so you can make fun of mine. That is totally.
Well, no, seriously, I thought you were pulling a kazoo up. Like I didn't know vaping looked like that.
Please don't. Yeah, please don't do that, or we have to post the electric kazoo also.
I got an electric kazoo. Have you seen that yet, Tal?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm just laughing. I'm laughing out of awkwardness.
Yeah.
All right. In 1972, Kim Il-sung becomes the president of North Korea.
Yep. That's the formation of the Norks right there.
Kim Il-sung? Wait, is that the...
That's the father of Kim Jong-il, who was the father of Kim Jong-un.
Yeah, but his dad was the first Kim
Yes.
Jong.
Yeah, his father was.
Yeah.
Kim Il Sung.
Yeah. He's the real master of the universe that created the sun and the stars and things. Yeah, okay.
According to North Korean mythos, yes.
Yes. And in 1972, also Nazi leader Martin Bormann's skeleton and remains are found in Berlin.
Skeleton and remains. That makes it sound like they butchered him. Like, aren't skeletons remains? It sounds like they found meat, taken off of his bones and put somewhere else.
Well, he committed suicide as the Red Army approached, and in May 1945.
Yep.
And the rest of it was found in Argentina.
After he failed to escape.
Yeah.
And his remains were identified in 1972. So.
Dang. Well, we finally got closure for that. Although the book still isn't closed about Hitler.
Still in Argentina.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Well, my theory is that Hitler died in 1938 and was replaced by a double.
That is another theory, that I believe that you introduced me to, and that is intriguing.
Yes, and oh my.
Yeah.
As long as he's dead, then he's not.
38.
Wow.
Speaking of dictators, you have a very famous book coming up next.
Yeah, 1973, Alexander Solzhenitsyn published Gulag Archipelago, a literary investigation to the police state system in the Soviet Union. Yes, that was a massive bombshell of a book right there, and it really pushed. Like Stalin wasn't around by that time, right? Like he died. When did Stalin die? Like in the 60s, right?
54. I think
That
50.
was the start of Lenin.
No, Lenin was first.
Lenin was first, and then Stalin, and then
it just gets crazy. Like there's a massive power struggle, and then one guy kills another guy, then he gets killed, and then his killer gets killed. Khrushchev, yes.
Fifth March.
Can't wait till someone kills Putin.
Stalin died on the.
Let's refrain from ever saying that on the show again, please. But I agree.
What did he start to say?
I don't want to say
He-
I'm just like, no, I'm just like, oh my god, I'm
Yeah.
just like, I'm looking at.
I'm sorry, Blob, what were you saying?
Stalin died on the 5th of March 1953.
Oh, wow. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, and after that you had the struggles in the Soviet, the secret services and the NKVD and all the, like you said, everyone was his own,
Yeah.
only friend.
But didn't Khrushchev come out of that?
Yes, that person.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to move on up here to 1975. An earthquake in, actually 1974, right? Yeah. A 6.2 earthquake struck Pakistan, killing 5,200 people. So that's a lot of people. We got another earthquake just 1 year later, 1975.
Same day.
Yeah, another earthquake in Pakistan. Whoa, Pakistan, double hit it. 4,000 died. Jeez. That's wild. Exactly 1 year later, they get hit by another one. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's sort of that. Oh, go ahead.
Thankfully, they avoided a hat trick.
What?
They did not get a third one next year.
I was gonna say it always confuses me why people rebuild in Tornado Alley, in Kansas and Oklahoma.
Dude.
I'm just like, it's like the same
Yeah.
tornado coming through over and over again.
Why does New Orleans exist in an area that has flooding and hurricanes, and they're in a bowl below sea level? Move,
A year before Katrina, there was an entire Discovery Channel thing what if a Category 5 hit New Orleans? And we were just like, wow, that'd suck. And then it happened. It's like,
wow, that did suck.
it suck. You're right.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
massively.
Didn't get it with the Ancient Aliens thing. Well, maybe you did. History Channel. But they really got it with that one.
Yep. Anyway, I think that was my three.
All right. we get to the what is this? The wife of Nelson Mandela, it seems.
I believe so.
Yes, it is Winnie Mandela. She was banished in South Africa in 1976.
So that must have been during apartheid.
Yes, she was anti-apartheid activist and politician.
Yeah, so now she was banished in South Africa, so I wonder if she was like, if South Africa banished her, or if she was banished to South Africa, banished from South Africa. The wording is confusing. Like,
well, she.
As it reads there, it sounds like she was banished by South Africa.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of hat tricks.
Yes. In 1978, we have the 30th hat trick in Islander history by Mike Bossy in ice hockey.
Nice. Islander history. So he was born, Canadian, but why Islander?
That's the name
Oh,
the New York Islanders.
I thought he was like born in Hawaii or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's confusing. It refers to the New York Islanders, it seems.
The only hockey team that should be in history is the Pittsburgh Penguins with Mario Lemieux and Jaromir Jagr in the 90s.
Well, you're going to have to talk with Alice about that. She's our hockey queen. You're going to have fun with her. So, yeah, she'll have a thing or two to say to you about what you just said.
I can't say much about hockey. I just say.
Yes, and we have next an election in 1984. Rajiv Gandhi's Congress Party wins the general election in India. We talked about his mother Indira recently.
Oh yeah, the lady with the two-tone hair, right?
Yes.
Huh. Oh no, she has like black hair with a white stripe or something. Like if you stack it up, she'll look like the Bride of Frankenstein. Like, she does.
Two-tone. It sounds like she's a car. Two-tone hair.
Oh my god. Well, she does.
Yes. And we also established that they are not related to Mahatma.
Mahatma Gandhi, yeah. Not really.
That's why she got most of the votes.
I think you should do the split soon.
I'm actually in the process of doing the split right now, actually. Alright, welcome to part 2. We are now in 1984. Ted Hughes was appointed British Poet Laureate by Queen Elizabeth II. I'm surprised they still have stuff like that going on, the Poet Laureate. Because that's somebody who is like something... what is Poet Laureate? Let's see here. The actual definition. Let's see. A poet appointed by an English ruler as a member of the royal household and formerly experienced to write poems for court and national occasions. So it's a political office. So
in poetry.
Yeah, I guess they use them for speechwriters, maybe.
I would say they're writing. I don't know.
I don't know. That's very British. Anyway, we also have, in 1989, Alexander Dubček was elected chairman of the Federal Assembly and Parliament of Czechoslovakia. All right.
Doesn't exist anymore.
What?
Um.
In 1991, Ted Turner was named Time Magazine Man of the Year.
Yes, he was. So he was in one line with a personal computer. That was Man of the Year in 1982.
Don't forget, Hitler and Stalin were also on that title.
Doesn't mean they're good people, just means that they were people.
Oh, no, it's not about being good people, it's about being the most influential.
Yeah.
They also thought he was crazy to start CNN 24-hour news. What are you going to talk about? They thought he was nuts.
Yeah. And
then he ruined everything.
Yeah, that's right. We figured out what he's going to talk about.
I'm going to take this one. 1993, Andrea Bocelli, one of my mom's absolute most favorite opera singers, made his classical debut singing at a concert at Teatro Romello Valli in Reggio Emilia. I know I screwed up that name awfully, but really good opera singer. One of his songs is world famous, Conti Partiero. A lot of people don't remember the name, but you know the tune. Conti Partiero. That song.
Yeah, in English it's called Time to Say Goodbye.
Yep.
And there's a very beautiful performance somewhere with Sarah Brightman.
Yeah, is that when he sang in Italian and she sung in English, like together as a duet?
Yeah, I think that's that one, and they really, you can see they trust each other.
Yeah, but yeah, no, he's blind. Like that's why his eyes are closed. He's a blind opera singer. Really good. So
Yeah.
anyway, let's go back to you, Mr. Blob.
Yes. We'll go to the year 1994 with The Madness of King George, the movie based on the play by Alan Bennett, directed by Nicholas Heidner, and starring Nigel Hawthorne and Helen Mirren. It premieres in the United States.
Huh. I've heard that name, Nigel Hawthorne.
And in the same year, also in 1994, American country singer Tammy Wynette was admitted to the hospital with bile duct.
Why is that music fucking
We did not
history?
need to know that, I think.
Why is that music history?
This is what I was saying earlier about, Ronald Reagan's colonoscopy or something. Like, we've had a handful of these weird, strange medical articles.
Like, music history, like, that's all they could... I mean, can't you just say none?
Yeah.
No. There was none today in music history.
I'm sure she considers it one of her great accomplishments.
I hope not.
Sorry about that.
Well, depending on on people's tastes, like some people consider farts music.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
What's his name? God, I forget his name. From Bob's Burgers.
Ted?
No. The boy.
oh,
Glenn.
oh, Yeah, no, I know who you're talking about.
He has
Yeah.
a whole song. My daughter loves it. Fart, fart, fart,
Yeah,
fart,
yeah,
fart,
he has that
fart.
portable keyboard thing, and he's just fart
Yeah.
songs. Yeah.
Every fart is a work of art.
God. Anyway, 1994, we got some more sports history here, actual sports history. David Boone completed his 20th Test cricket century, 131 versus England, MCG.
Cricket.
There it is. Then we have
Dean.
what? Dean, yes.
Dean.
Yes.
D.
In the year 2000, U.S. retail giant Montgomery Ward announces it was going out of business after 128 years. Ooh, man, that was big.
Yeah.
We talked about them introducing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in 1939, and it seems Rudolph didn't serve them very well.
Sting beats Hollywood Hogan for the WCW Championship. It's a big deal for a lot of people.
Oh, in 1997, yeah, as Tao just said, Sting defeated Hollywood Hogan, who used to be called Hulk Hogan, for a WCW Championship. What is WCW? World something Wrestling?
Championship, World Championship Wrestling.
All right. Yeah, that is an Alice article right there. She's into wrestling too. I think you two will get along just fine. She's into hockey, wrestling.
So Hogan changed his name from Hulk to Hollywood?
Yeah, well, because he was
He
under
went
threat of
heel.
a lawsuit. Hulk, the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
So.
No.
Fill me
No,
in.
it's because he left from WWF to WCW, and then he turned heel and made the NWO, which was the New World Order, which he became Hollywood Hogan with Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, which was Razor Ramon and Diesel. And I know too much about wrestling right now, so I'm going to stop and let you go on.
No, you're allowed to talk about wrestling.
So it sounded like a contractual deal when he left.
So that event, that wrestling event, also was known as the Starrcade.
Yes.
For half a second, I thought this was John Goodman, but it's not.
That doesn't look anything like John Goodman, except that he has two chins. like,
Well, the second chin looks a little bit like him.
the second chin looks a little Goodmanish.
So it's that John Goodchin. Mr. Blob, your turn.
All right. My turn in 2002. LinkedIn is founded by Reid Hoffman and others in Mountain View, California.
Oh, LinkedIn.
The business network. The only social network that I use, actually.
Your right hand man, Jeff. When I had a LinkedIn, he sent me a friend request or something randomly.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like many years ago.
Oh, it's gotta be, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you accept it?
I believe so, but I haven't been back since. Like, I've never really used it. So.
Wait, who sent you? Who sent you the?
My dad's business partner.
All right. In 2005, United States immigration judge orders John Demjanjuk deported to Ukraine for crimes against humanity committed during World War II.
That took a while.
Yeah, he was the guy. He was first confused with Ivan the Terrible because his name is actually Ivan Demjanjuk, and when they saw he was not that horrible war criminal, he was released from Israel, and then it was found out he actually did war crimes in Soviet war.
So he was a bad guy.
Wait, hold on. So there's an entire documentary on this on Netflix. It's called The Devil Next Door.
Oh, I've heard of that.
And it's really fascinating. Because they actually show the trial in Israel when people were coming up to me and like, "That's you. I know it's you." And he's like, "It's not." So here's the thing: he was actually in those camps, but he wasn't that guy. So it's like, well,
I was there, but it wasn't me.
Oh no! Ivan the Terrible was a very cruel watchman at Treblinka extermination camp, and he did things. If we would talk about them, it would get us banned.
I thought Ivan the Terrible was a Russian czar.
Oh yeah,
no. Well,
they had the same nickname.
Yeah, Ivan the Terrible. Yeah, like
too many Ivans.
Yes, so Ivan Mikolayevich Demjanjuk, also known as John Demjanjuk, he was a Travniki man and Nazi camp guard in Sobibor, Majdanek, and Flossenburg, and he was later tried in Germany and received a sentence of, I think, 5 years.
Yeah, by that time he was like basically dead.
Yeah, he was convicted as accessory to 28,060 murders in Sobibor.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
So he received a sentence essentially of 2 hours per guy he killed.
Wow,
Per
that's...
person he killed.
What?
It's crazy.
That's not enough.
Well, under German law, the maximum sentence would have been 15 years, and because of his age and health and whatever, he only got 5 years. And
hold on. I want you to say. Can you say that statistic again? Because it's just crazy.
Well, if you divide 5 years by 28,060, you get 2 hours per person killed.
2 hours per person.
I think
that's
absolutely nuts. Wow.
I think I'm not sure about that. It's a few years since I did that math, so maybe I'm wrong.
Well, it sounded right to me.
It's close enough.
And I had American education, so I don't know math.
Now, I'm seeing the reflection of your TV behind you. Are you rocking 3 monitors there, bro?
We only know that math
you.
Oh, I have 3 monitors here, and this is the 4th monitor. That's my
God.
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. That's a lot of
I
monitors.
work from home. I worked from home for 3 years. So
the result is 90. Whoa, yeah. 93.6 minutes per person killed.
Damn, so 90 minutes, so not even, like, so an hour and a half.
Yeah,
That's less than
that
2 hours. Good lord.
yeah. Let's continue
Yeah.
before we in 2009, Scarlett Johansson made her debut on Broadway in the Arthur Miller play A View from the Bridge.
Huh. I would have sworn Scarlett Johansson has been around longer than that, but I guess not.
Oh, it is on Broadway.
Oh, Broadway, okay. Okay.
She was, of course, around as a film star before. Actress and singer.
Yep. And then in 2012, we have Tao's favorite Russian, Vladimir Putin, signed a law to ban on U.S. adoption of Russian children.
I never said anything bad.
I heard what you said earlier, and I agree with you. So.
I just mumbled it in my...
But yeah, no, he was banning the U.S. people from adopting Russian children. Okay, so.
No.
Oh God. In 2018, British New Year's honors list included knights for author Philip Pullman and comedian Michelle Palin. Michael Palin? I don't know.
Michael Palin, there you go.
A dame for Twiggy, and an order of the Companions of Honor for Margaret Artwood. A dame for Twiggy? What the hell does that even mean? Who's Twiggy?
She was a.
Apparently, that's Twiggy. You just answered your own question.
She was a model in the '60s, super skinny, and somehow she rocketed to fame. I don't know why, but the miniskirt, I think, she introduced in. Of course, I'm going to remember that, right? The good old miniskirt.
Well, you're just a guy, you know.
That's it.
So.
I think everyone can objectively say that miniskirts were awesome.
No question.
And then 2021, we have Test cricket debutant Scott Boland took 6 for 7 as Australia retained the Ashes 3-0 with an innings and 14-run win against England in the third Test in Melbourne. Crikey.
Cricket.
Oh my gosh! Was that English to Australian?
They retained the Ashes, so I guess that's the cricket term for not getting any counter goal or whatever they have.
No idea. Anyway, before we move on to the Person Dead's audience, were there any articles that grabbed your attention more than most? Anything you wish you would we had elaborated more about? Anything you would have liked to speak about had you been here? Start a dialogue in the comments section. Anyway, we're going to move on into Burst, and I think we're going to be losing the loon here.
Yep, I'm out.
As always.
Have a good one.
Yep, thank you for joining.
You bet.
Thank you.
Mr. Blob, and by the way, Tao, if you want to read anything, just speak up. You're more than welcome to.
No, I'm here by complete accident.
All right.
Because I just thought we were doing like a common voice chat thing, but
nope.
Then you were like, we're starting the show, and I was like, oh.
All right, then let's start in the year 1164 with the birth of Emperor Rokujo of Japan, but he didn't have a very long life as he died already in 1176.
12 years, wow. That is.
So that's like he became emperor as a child by heritage and didn't really have.
Dang.
Wait, what am I supposed to be doing?
So he was son of the Emperor Nijo, and prior to his first birthday, he became emperor. And afterwards, his older brother Takakura became emperor. So
that's weird. His older brother should have been the first.
So essentially, Japan had an emperor that was 0 to 3 years old.
Huh. I mean, a lot of nations in Europe and Asia have gone through things like that. So, I mean, that's why monarchies are not the best things, you know?
Wait, did we go through Galileo already?
What about Galileo?
I just did it. I just did it for today. And it says 1612, first observation of Neptune. Galileo observes and records a fixed star,
Yeah, we
not
did that.
realizing it's a planet. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that to me is like
So
this guy.
Wikipedia has to mention extra, by the way, that because of his youth, he had neither consorts nor children.
Ah.
And the government affairs were run by his grandfather, so he didn't even have real
yeah.
power.
That's a confusing mess.
Couldn't get infinite meals from McDonald's or something. Let's continue in... Oh, wow.
Yeah.
In 1856, we have President Woodrow Wilson, 28th President of the United States for the Democrat Party from 1913 to 1921, and 1919 Nobel Peace Prize laureate, that means winner. He was born in Staunton City, Virginia, and died in 1924.
Dang.
And for all the people wondering, at this point, the Democrats and Republicans were switched.
No, they're not.
So that's actually a Republican. That's in today's term, like politically.
No. The Democrats were always the racists. That's nothing new.
Yeah. But let's not get into that.
In 1872, we have the Spanish Basque writer Pío Baroja, however he is pronounced. He was author of over 100 novels, such as The Struggle for Life and Salacain the Adventurer. He was born in San Sebastian in Basque Country. Oh, so they were independent once. And he died in 1956.
I see Tao's going AFK for a little bit, so we'll see him when he comes back.
All right.
Yep. We also have Lily Elbe, born on the state in 1882, was a Danish transgender woman. What? Former painter and first identifiable recipient of sex reassignment surgery. This sounds like propaganda to me. Autobiography, Man and a Woman, born in Vejle, Denmark. What?
Yeah, so Mr. Elbe was the first male to receive the first recipient of gender reassignment surgery, and after that, of course, female.
Huh.
Before that, Elbe realized her true gender identity when Gerda, that's Gerda Gottlieb, asked her to don women's clothing and sit as her model.
Okay.
And in 1930, Elbe underwent a series of surgeries to help her biologically transition into womanhood.
Well,
And following the final surgery, Elbe caught an infection and died several months later.
Yeah, it says here died September 13th, 1931 at the age of 48 from complications following the world's first uterus transplant. So she was trying to be able to have kids and died in the process. So, I mean...
I think we continue.
I just have one thing to say, play the game with the cards you're dealt, because, yeah, mistakes can happen and be bad things to happen. But moving on up to 1883, we have Alfred Wolfenstein, was a German writer who died in 1945, was born on the state in 1883.
And we found the name very interesting.
Yeah, a German writer called Wolfenstein. So.
Who died in 1945?
Yeah. Whoa. Oh, yeah. That's an eyebrow raiser right there. But back to you, Blob. You got one in 1889. Yeah. Wait, it's not even on here.
Wait.
1889. Oh, up here. Yeah, here it is.
It should be. Yes. We have F.W. Murnau. He was a German film director of Nosferatu and The Last Laugh. He was born in Bielefeld, Germany, and died in 1931. And we recognize the Bielefeld conspiracy theory. Don't write us about that, please.
The first vampire movie was Nosferatu, by the way.
Oh, so it was the first, indeed.
Yeah, I thought it was, because that's why it's so famous, because it's the first one. It introduced onto the silver screen, the bloodsuckers. So, not to be confused with lawyers, but yeah.
It's a very famous movie also. So,
Yes.
very famous scenes that are memed and,
He made an appearance in SpongeBob once.
Well, you can't always win.
Yeah.
But someone who did win is in 1903, John von Neumann. He was mathematician and astronomer, winning the Boscher Award in 1938. He was born in Budapest, Austria-Hungary, and he died in 1957. And he, of course, is known for the von Neumann machine.
For the what machine?
Von Neumann, the machine named after him.
Oh, the von Neumann machine?
Yeah, it is the computer architecture with a shared memory for program code and data.
Oh, okay.
So essentially what we use today.
Yeah, it says here von Neumann architecture, a conceptual model of nearly all computer architecture. So, IAS machine, a computer designed in the 40s based on von Neumann's design. Interesting. I'm going to add this here.
He is one of the great inventors of modern computers.
Nice.
But of course, that's not important enough for our source on thisday.com to highlight him.
Well, see, they don't have a blob. We have a blob, and like you actually go in there and you dig through the articles. You already know, and what you don't know, you research. And so, right there, it just says he's a mathematician and astronomer. It doesn't get into the detail that you did, but if they knew what you did, then they'd probably highlight it. So
I can't research everyone, but a name I recognize for it's very sad things that happened at the end of his life is our next celebrity in 1922.
Oh man!
It was the birthday of the legendary. How do you even begin to describe him?
Stan Lee, the creator of Marvel and all that
Stan
stuff.
Lee,
Yeah.
the American comic book artist who invented essentially everything. He was writer and creative leader of Marvel Multimedia Corporation, Avengers, Spider-Man, Incredible Hulk, and a lot more. Born in New York City, New York.
100 years ago on this date, mind you. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, just as long as we say writer and creative director. He wasn't an artist. He didn't draw that.
Well, he's a comic book artist, so I get not art as in drawing, but art as in creating a thing.
He's a comic book writer, director, but he's not a comic book artist.
Yeah.
I mean, technically it's true. Technically, it's as true as calling Leonardo da Vinci an artist and inventor.
Huh.
Well, the thing is that Stan Lee couldn't draw.
Well, they're not calling him an artist as in he created drawings. An artist could be a musical artist, a writing artist, like arts.
The only reason I'm specific on it is because it can get confusing in that he didn't write and draw everything. He wrote it and he thought of the idea. He thought of a lot of great. I mean, Stan Lee's one of my heroes, but he's just not. He's not an artist in the sense of drawing. He's an artist in the sense of creating, sure, but he's not a not a drawing artist.
Yeah.
No. He's not an illustrator.
And shortly before his death, there were several very sad legal actions.
It was terrible.
Yes.
Yeah. But speaking of artists, we have another one in 1925. Hildegard Knef, German actress, singer, and writer, Touch of Class, and Mozambique, born in Ulm, Germany, died in 2002. I've heard of Ulm.
Here's a question. Do you think that if someone writes their songs and performs them songs is a better artist than if someone just performs?
You mean You mean because Hildegard Knef, she was a chanson singer?
Yeah, well, she was both. She was a writer and performer. I'm just wondering because there's a lot of performers out there today that just perform, right? But they're songwriters. So like, do you like? I think that I don't know. It's a toss up. I mean, I think there's some really good artists that write and are good.
I was thinking about this very same subject the other day because I was thinking about that one episode of Family Guy when Stewie lost his mind at his favorite singer.
Dude,
yeah,
that's one of the things that I was thinking. Yeah, he's just like, you didn't write any of this, and he ties her up.
Yeah. Well, no, because like it takes a lot of talent, to sing, to write, to act, to do these things well. It takes even more so to like not just produce something, but to sing it as well. Like. I'm a decent writer, but my singing is atrocious. I can probably write some good songs, but if I sang them, I'd get thrown tomatoes at, So,
right.
And there's those people who are good singers, but are piss poor writers, but they have good voices, so, oh, hey, let's collaborate,
Yeah, I also wrote a few songs, but I think only one of them was ever played live. It was by a Swiss band named Ginchela, so...
well, I'm not gonna write you a love song.
But that band also doesn't exist.
I feel like we need a song write-off.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, so
have a song write-off. Yeah, it's your project, Tao. So you can start working on the functionality of it. But we can have a song contest.
No, just between you two.
Oh. I thought it was going to be like a server event.
Oh, a server event?
Yeah.
What I was trying to say is I don't know how to write notes and stuff. So if you write a song, a good idea is that you just sing it. Like you make a bit where you sing it, so you don't have to write down the notes.
Yeah, sorry, Bob. I was talking about, like, when I think about writing a song, I'm thinking about writing the words, not actually, like, writing the notes. Like, I don't know how to do that.
Oh yeah, lyrics are pretty easy to write.
I'm just saying song lyrics.
Yeah.
No.
Good melodies are more difficult.
Yeah.
Of course, they require many iterations, and so I don't know how to do a good melody, but
anyway.
Maybe let's continue.
Oh, sorry.
I believe it's your turn now, Mr. Blob, 1929.
All right, we have in 1929 the Canadian Hockey Hall of Fame goaltender Terry Sawchuk. He was 4 times the Vezina Trophy and Stanley Cup winner. He was born in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and he died in 1970. So very young also.
Yeah.
Only 40 years old.
Yeah, that is young. Then, did I pass on it? Yes, I did.
All right, and in 1934 we have the 88th birthday today of Maggie Smith, English actress who played in Harry Potter and Death on the Nile and Clash of Titans. She was born in Ilford, England.
Is she the one who played McGonagall?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
One of the professors in Hogwarts, Harry Potter.
All right, I have no clue about that, so I will.
What is going on right now, Blob?
Well, I don't know Harry Potter stuff. I only read the first book part of it.
I'm not trying to Harry Potter shame you, but like.
I know. I know there are some video games and there are like 7 novels and a lot of movies by now, but I don't really. I'm not really into that.
Oh my god, Tao is getting visibly frustrated.
Yeah.
Oh,
there are things. There are things I don't know, but one thing I know is that the next
northern thing to say.
One thing I know is that our next celebrity is a very, very great actor. It's Denzel Washington in 1954. It's his 68th birthday today. Happy birthday. It's American actor in Dr. Chandler, St. Elsewhere. He was born in Mount Vernon, New York.
He was also in, what was it, Flight? Is that the movie?
Wasn't he the one in Pulp Fiction?
No. Oh, Denzel was in so many things.
Yeah.
But some of the other things that you might have seen him in is Equalizer. Equalizer was so good. If you haven't seen it.
He was the one in Philadelphia.
It wasn't he the one that played the pilot in, I think the movie's called Flight, the one where he, like, rolled the plane to maintain altitude?
Oh, I know what you're talking. He was definitely in a plane movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be right. It might be called Flight.
I think it was called Flight. I don't know.
But Training Day?
Yes.
That's not right.
It was Training Day, Deja Vu, Inside Man.
Is that? Yeah, I mean, he's in like a billion movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 2009 remake of The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. And lots of movies, but I think very famous one was Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Was it in Philadelphia? I didn't.
We also have Liu Xiaobo in 1955, was a Chinese writer and human rights activist born in Changchun, China, died in 2017, so probably executed. Let's see here.
His IMDb page.
We talked about him recently for his imprisonment.
Oh yeah, we did.
I think.
Yeah.
No, the Nobel Peace Prize. That was it. The Nobel Peace Prize. It was in 2010. So he died of liver cancer.
Yeah.
But you know.
Look at this picture.
You never know what caused the cancer. Let's just put it that way.
We also have Ray Bourque in 1960, is a Canadian NHL defenseman for Team Canada, the Boston Bruins, born in St. Laurent, Quebec, 62 today. Happy birthday, although that's not really a flattering picture. Looks like...
Happy birthday, Mr. Bourque, I guess.
Yeah. And then right back to you, Mr. Blob.
All right, in 1969, a very small software developer by the name of Linus Torvalds was born. It's his 53rd birthday today. Happy birthday, Mr. Linux. He was, as I said, the inventor of Linux, Finnish-American software engineer, developed the Linux operating system. He was born in Helsinki, Finland, and I probably didn't mention it yet, but he also invented Linux.
Yeah, I think you might have mentioned it once or twice.
And all the engineering nerds cheered.
By the way, one funny thing is that in 1971 we also have the birthday of Bill Gates, but not the computer inventor, but the American basketball player William Gates, born in Chicago, Illinois. So just a funny coincidence with names.
My brain had like a mini heart attack there for a sec. You said Bill Gates. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's another one of the same name.
Yeah.
And in 1973 we have Seth Meyers, the 49th birthday of him today.
I like Seth.
American actor, comedian, writer, and producer. Late Night with Seth Meyers and Saturday Night Live. He was born in Evanston, Illinois, and Saturday Night Live was also the template for a German show with the title translated essentially a very famous comedy show in Germany that ran in the 1990s.
Cool.
But it had an original German cast of comedians who became very famous through that.
So kind of like how, you know, Britain's Got Talent, America's Got Talent, you know, the British version of The Office versus the American, you know, something like that. So
I just had a thing that popped into my mind that I thought was really funny. Was on Twitter, something was trending yesterday called Dick Mountain.
What?
And I was like, why is Dick Mountain trending? Because I had no idea.
Who is
And-
Richard Mountain?
And a baseball player got drafted or got picked up by the Pittsburgh Pirates, and his name is Richard Hill.
Oh
His
god!
name is Richard Hill, and his nickname is Dick Mountain.
Oh my God.
And I just thought that was, I just thought that was the funniest thing.
That's his porn
Yes.
name right there.
That's right. I mean, like, good for you.
That's incredible.
Well,
So, anyway,
Anyway,
back to you, an absolute legend, I guess.
yeah, going talking from one legend to another one, we have John Legend, born on this date in 1978, a U.S. EGOT or Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony Awards winner. That is very rare. A piano player, singer-songwriter, All of Me and Glory, a producer and actor, Jesus Christ Superstar, and television personality, The Voice, born in Springfield, Ohio. He is a legend. Wow. Like,
Yes.
is that his actual name? No, John Roger Stevens. So he changed it to Legend. So that's a little egotistical there, but he ego T. So he is an ego. So yeah, EGOT. We also have James Blake in 1979, a U.S. tennis player born in Yonkers, New York City. That seems a little lackluster compared to the guy before him. He has a paragraph, he has a sentence.
It was a tennis player.
He even looks upset.
Hey, at least he has a picture. I mean, some people don't even have pictures.
Yeah, well, the picture coincides with what I just said. He looks upset. He even looks like he's looking up, like, God damn it.
Yeah, I mean,
Really?
James Blake won 10 singles finals and appeared at 24 in his career, and he also played a key role in the United States 2007 Davis Cup victory.
Ah,
Okay, he was just a tennis player.
just random
No,
tennis player.
Yeah.
Your
I
turn,
think
Bob?
there's only like two people
Oh,
that ever made money from swimming.
You had one more, and that
Ah.
would also be the last one in 1994.
All right.
Unless any other interesting one.
No, I'll close burst out here. We have Adam Peaty in 1994. He's an English swimmer, Olympic gold 100-meter breaststroke in 2016 and 21. And he got World Championship gold, 8 of them. He was born in Uttoxeter, England. Uttoxeter? It's a weird name. What's with England and their weird names?
Yeah, we talked about the other day about that county that is named after 2 rivers, but didn't sound like that.
Died
Anyway.
today.
We're moving on into deaths, and Mr. Blob starts us off in the year 300 if he so wishes.
Should start.
All right, we have Theonas. He was the patriarch of Alexandria. That's the famous city. I don't know if it's a city-state, but it was the city with the library that... there are rumors about it being destroyed in a fire, but what really happened is that it just the books got old and they were not copied anymore and maintained, and so essentially the public funding was not happening.
So
You
you're
know,
talking about
but-
the burning of the Library of Alexandria?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the burning that wasn't really a big thing that contributed to the destruction. It was more the lack of funding and,
I thought Julius Caesar set it on fire.
I don't know, but so in the year 300, Theonas, he was, I see, under Emperor Diocletian, he was the bishop, the that's what the term means. What is it? Patriarch.
Patriarch?
Yeah.
Patriarch of Alexandria. So, like, he was, like, the leader.
I thought it meant the leader, yes. But he was... Wait, here it says Pope.
Oh. Huh.
He was Pope of Alexandria, it seems.
Okay.
So they had their own popes, it seems. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, there's been a lot of different popes. There's the popes, there's anti-popes, there's popes here, popes there, popes everywhere. E-I-E-I-O.
Yeah, that it seems that you could be Pope of just the city of Alexandria back in the day, and there were a lot of them.
I wonder, does that mean I can?
Well, Pope. Well, Pope isn't a title. It's like a nickname.
Oh, it's a position.
Well, it's Bishop of Rome, right?
Yeah.
There's 5 bishops, so
the
different bishops. So there used to be a lot of different bishops.
Okay, so the Patriarch of Alexandria, also known as the Bishop or Pope of Alexandria, was the highest-ranking bishop of Egypt. So essentially, they thought they are the successor of Mark the Evangelist. Okay, let's continue with 1734. We have the Scottish folk hero and outlaw Rob Roy. He died at the age of 63, and he was born in 1671.
Might have heard about him a couple of times, although the name's not really ringing too much of a bell. Yeah, Rob Roy. So, okay. We also have Maurice Ravel, died on this date in 1937. He was a French composer, pianist, and a conductor. Daphnis et Cholet Bolero, died at the age of 62, was born in 1875.
Oh, yeah, Ravel's Bolero.
Okay.
Very, very famous classical piece.
We also have Victor Emmanuel III, 1947, was a king of Italy from 1900 through 46, emperor of Ethiopia, and king of the Albanians. Died of pulmonary edema at 78. Edema? What the hell is an edema?
That is water in the lung. Not in the lung.
Yeah.
It's water collecting. That's an edema.
Yeah. Okay.
And pulmonary is.
Well, pulmonary edema is a condition caused by too much fluid in the lungs. This fluid collects in the many air sacs in the lungs, making it difficult to breathe. In most cases, heart problems cause pulmonary edema, but fluid can collect in the lungs for other reasons. And I wonder if that's coincides with pneumonia.
Yeah, so that was water. Yeah.
I've had pneumonia before. It sucks. Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the early days of something that is going around the world right now still, it was also reported that it causes water in the lungs.
Wait, the Kung Flu does that too now? When?
Oh no, in the early days it was reported that it does, and that's why people had to be using the ventilators.
Okay.
But it seems that the current strains don't do it anymore. I don't know. I'm not a medical expert, so let's continue instead.
Slap him. Doesn't work. There you go.
Okay.
Please don't slap people on the show. That's very rude.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
In 1952, the American pianist Fletcher Henderson died. He was born in 1897. He was a U.S. pianist, band leader, composer, and arranger. Benny Goodman Orchestra. He died at the age of 55.
That's pretty young.
Yes.
He has a very smooth skin, dude. Look at that.
Yeah.
Huh.
And he also looks like what he did, pianist and all of that.
Yeah, he looks like a pianist.
Like a showman, business, no businessman. That's what I try to say.
He looks like a really smooth Walt Disney.
He has an unfortunate hairline because it looks like his forehead is like a 10 head.
10 head.
You know.
I have a pretty big forehead too. I have a 5 head. I can put all 5.
Yeah, you got you. That's okay. My wife always tells me I have 3 heads. So
what
can you do?
How that pun was too bad even for me. In 1959, we have Ante Pavelic. He was the Croatian leader of Nazi Germany puppet independent state of Croatia. Of course, independent state should be in quotes, you know. He died from wounds received in an attempted assassination 2 years earlier at 70.
Dang.
So essentially, the assassination was successful, but the success was delayed by 2 years.
Yeah, it's
He
a
was-
slow burn
he-
assassination.
He was born in 1889. Yeah, there was this assassination attempt at Ronald Reagan, I think, and the what do you call it? The security guy. We talked about him the other day. He,
Oh yeah, that guy.
He got shot, and then he died from that, like 20 years, 30 years later.
Yeah.
That's assassination bureaucracy.
We also have Paul Hindemith in 1963. He was a German composer, Composer's World. Died at the age of 68. He was born in 1895. So, all right.
I don't know about him. Don't
know
ask
either.
me. Only because he's German. I don't know all Germans.
We also have Jimmy Demaret, died on this date in 1983. He was a U.S. golfer. He got the U.S. Masters in 1940, 47, and 50. Died of a heart attack at the age of 73. He was born in 1910. So, yeah.
All right. And we continue in 2004 with the American writer Susan Sontag. She was a philosopher and political activist, the benefactor. She died from I butchered that, sorry. Myelodysplastic syndrome at 71.
What the hell is that? It is a group of cancers in which immature blood cells in the bone marrow do not mature or become healthy blood cells. The different types of myelodysplastic syndromes are diagnosed based on certain changes in the blood cells and bone marrow. We apparently have spoken about this before. Medications or bone marrow transplants may lessen transfusion needs and slow or prevent progression to leukemia. Jeez.
Wow, that sounds horrible.
That sounds awful, yeah.
She was-
Leukemia ain't no joke, bro. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
She was born in 1933, by the way.
yes.
And in 2016, we have the death of Gregorio Alvarez. He was born in 1925. He was a Uruguayan dictator and president of Uruguay in 1981 to 1985. He died in prison at the age of 91.
Good.
So let's just quickly check that. He was in 2009 he was convicted of human rights abuses and sentenced to 25 years in prison, but he died in 2016, only 7 years into the sentence.
See, that's the way justice should be served. You know, none of this hour and a half per person killed bull crap, you know? Like,
I mean, the German law gives you a sentence of up to 15 years, and I don't understand why they didn't do a higher sentence.
I don't know.
Oh, Harry Reid.
Then we have Harry Reid, died on this date in 2021, just last year. He was a U.S. attorney and politician. He was a senator from Nevada from 1987 through 2017. That's a hell of a good job security right there. He was also in the U.S. House of Representatives before that, 1983 through 87. Died of pancreatic cancer at the age of 82. So, but another name.
Politics aside, that dude tried to get UFOs information out there to the public more than anyone else. That's how the stuff that got through. Was
Yeah,
Harry
the-
Reid.
Are you talking about that whole Nothing Burger that came out a couple of years ago?
I'm talking about. Well, you mean like the videos that came out that showed UFOs?
Well, no, like
From the
that
Pentagon?
that official disclosure document from the Pentagon that was only 10 pages long.
No, I mean like the video.
He was involved in the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, which has been pointed to as an instance of the government taking UFOs seriously.
Good. Yeah.
He was one of the good guys.
Good. So Harry Reid, you will be missed, based off the information I've received from my cohorts here. But somebody else who will be missed, possibly even more, just because of the nature of things, John Madden. The man himself died on this date in 2021 as well. So both Harry Reid and John Madden died on the same day. So double punch right there for people like us. He was a U.S. Pro Football Hall of Fame coach for the Oakland Raiders from 1969 through 78 and the Super Bowl of 1976. He was also a sportscaster, 16-time Emmy Award winner, CBS, Fox, ABC, NBC, Madden NFL video games. Died at the age of 85.
He will be most known for the video games.
Yeah.
Probably, unfortunately, yes.
What do you mean, unfortunately, yes?
He'll be mostly known for his involvement in...
He should be happy that his name's going to continue for the next 3,000 years.
3,000 years!
The thing is, the video games are known for the Madden curse, so...
Oh, well, that's only mostly true.
And the worst curse of those video games is that they are from a very specific company that does not treat its customers very well.
Well, they've gotten better. EA has gotten better. They've learned lessons.
Yeah. Their monetization is still horrible, but
don't
John
even
Madden
get me started on Electronic Arts. They need to go.
Yeah. I'm not going to go there. I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
You know, some of my favorite memories when I was growing up was playing like NFL 95 with my friends. Just these clunky Sega balls. You know.
And I think there also was one for Nintendo 64.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was for everything.
Yeah.
It was not a. Yeah.
It was not exclusive to one party, yeah.
Yeah, John Madden Football 1960. No, not 19. Madden Football 64 for the Nintendo 64.
That sounds right. Anything that came out on the Nintendo 64 had to put 64 behind its name.
Yeah.
It's like
you had Super Mario 64, Donkey Kong 64. You even had FIFA 64, which will cause them trouble if that series goes on for another 42 years. I'm predicting it now.
All right. That shall conclude the show. Once again, you can check the underbar of the description for any links you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. That's right, we have we stream live on my YouTube, but the Omni Coalition has its own YouTube. It has a Rumble, it has a BitChute. Go check those out. Anyway, for your dose of past events daily, we stream every day at 10 in the morning Pacific time, which is 11 Mountain, 12 Central, 1 Eastern, and
7 p.m. German time.
Yep. For all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander.
I'm Protoblock.
Oh, I guess I'm James. Hi, I'm James.
Yeah. And earlier, we of course had the legendary Golden Loon. Anyway, until you catch us tomorrow, which, by the way, we're not going to be doing news show. I've decided for the rest of this week. I'm just kind of relaxing. So until you catch us tomorrow, but we are having that extravaganza 10-hour-long live stream this Saturday. So that's going to be happening. Anyway, until then, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!
Toodles!